What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to talk about a story that broke yesterday out of Memphis, and it's very strange. In fact, it's so strange, you might get a kick out of hearing it, or you might be appalled all the same. But this story is about the guy that's 35 years old named James Banks. And James Banks is accused of going into a woman's house, attacking her children, and then on the way out, grabbing her by her behind. I'm not BSing you. This is crazy. Let me play this video clip real quick, give you an idea how things got to where they are and why he's locked up. And I'm going to come back and really talk about it. Let's get it.
A man is arrested after a woman told them a stranger walked into her home and beat up her children. WRAG's Marcus Hunter spoke to neighbors who say it started as a fight that just kept growing.
Wednesday morning, while wearing a sling on his arm, James Banks went before a judge. He's accused of walking into a house and assaulting 5 children inside.
Your bond was set in this case by the Judicial Commissioner in the amount of $75,000.
Banks was given a court-appointed lawyer. According to police, a woman told them the 35-year-old entered her home on Wagon Trail Cove and punched her 10 and 13-year-old sons in the chest. He then allegedly grabbed their 15-year-old brother and tried to hit him before letting him go to put the 10 and 13-year-olds in headlocks. Police say that's when 2 more teens in the house stepped in to fight him off, and Banks allegedly hit them too. Witnesses say the altercation that led to Banks' arrest started with a fight between kids.
Well, it started with some children fighting, and then next thing you know, it started with a grown-up fighting up the street. I think there were 3 families of kids involved in this fight.
He says after a few minutes, adults started getting involved.
I guess one of the adults went up the street to try to calm everything down. Next thing you know, they was fighting an adult.
After the teens forced Banks out of the house, police say Banks grabbed the buttocks of the mother of the teens. The mom says she does not know Banks. He was arrested and is scheduled for a bail review hearing tomorrow.
Guys, that's the story, and I'm gonna be honest. When I first seen that, I was like, man, ain't no way this all happened like this. It's no way he went in there, pulled on some kids, and then grabbed some ass on the way out. It don't make no sense, but evidently, according to the story, that's what he did, and he's locked up for it. I want to say something real quick. This all started from a basketball game with children playing that turned into a fight. 3 families of children were involved. This is normal stuff you see in the hood. It is. I mean, stuff we did when we was young. We get into thinking it turned into a Hatfield and McCoy's type situation where it's a war against families. But the thing that's funny is, you know, back then, a long time ago, families, when they get to fighting and acting crazy, the parents would come out. They would do one or 2 things. Tell me if you guys experienced this, if this happened to you, warring against another family's kids. They would come out, they would make their kids go in the house because they knew their kids was bad. They didn't even want to hear what happened. They'd just start whipping ass. Oh, y'all get in the house, start beating them and stuff like that. Or what they would do was they would come out and immediately start yelling at the other people's kids. I think this situation might be similar to that, where they got to arguing and parents wind up seeing it or yelled at and said something to the other kids. Kids back in the day, I'll go get my mom or I'll go get my dad. Or sometimes parents would be crunk with their kids, then took an L in the street. Go get your mom. Oh, you know how it go. And things spiral out of control. Whether that's the problem or not, it still comes down, like I said, conflict resolution. When you have adults out there, we supposed to be the leaders, the ones that keep order. It ain't no way 3 families and different adults is out there getting turned up. And that's something you see a lot right now. I did a story about a guy, what was it, in New York or Baltimore. White guy in Baltimore, I forgot his name. His son get into a fight with another kid on the way home from school. They bothering the kid handle him. The family comes to his house like an angry mob to fight his child. Grown-ups and everything. The man's like, my kid's not coming out here and fighting. They go, and well, you're going to have to fight. Thus, drop him on his head, beat him into a seizure. The man dies in front of his children. It's a lack of disorder out here. It is. Now, the situation with this guy, because I mean, I really tried to focus on what they were saying and try to put a vivid picture of what I think happened when he went in that house and why he went to that house. First thing is this: he should have never attacked them children. It's a kid's fight. No harm was done to him in the street. He don't have no validation to go down there and stoop to the level of a child and go in somebody's house. I mean, you got balls to walk in the house and not know who's in there. Could have been a dog. Could have been dudes. To bust in somebody's house and attack their kids, you got a pair on you. And he got what he got. Them kids came out and he started hooking off, and they started coming out in mass and giving him the business. You know what I mean? His arm in a sling. I know the woman didn't do that. Them kids put something on his ass. They did. I guess him being hurt and trying to get up out of there, she must have had the bubble. He was like, hell, I'm already in trouble. Fuck that. I'm going to get something out of this deal. You little kids ain't going to be beating on me. And he grabbed him a feel and left. Either way, that's corny. The other thing is, for him to do that and see this woman and not know her, he must have been looking at her for a minute. Because remember, they all on that same block. So, you know, even though you have neighbors that you know from visually seeing them, you might not know them up close. A lot of dudes that's weak-minded, like this guy running there, lowering his standards to that of a child, is weak. He saw it, knowing it's probably the only time he'll get close to that bubble, and he tried to reach for it. I mean, that's embarrassing for police to come. You could have got beat up by kids, and then you got a sexual assault charge for touching the mom's butt. Now, the other part of this is this. When they was out there, the neighbor or the witness that said somebody walked to another house to keep the peace. He might have been going to keep the peace. Remember, they said they went to go down there and clear things up, and it might have been him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It doesn't different. It says somebody walked to a house. Now he's in the house grabbing ass and getting his ass beat. I don't know if it was him or not, but I do know this: he should have never went in that house, and he should have never struck them kids. It's like when it's time to call the police and have them handle things, you don't call them. But when it's like the police are more than just people that come when gunshots are fired or bodies are laying in the street to call the ambulance for you. Or like when mass hysteria comes, then the police are called. It shouldn't even came to this. It's a dispute. I'm not going to get out there at my age and get to arguing and acting crazy with a bunch of kids. I'm not, because I have nothing to prove. They have more to prove to me than I have to prove to them. My path is already laid. Theirs isn't. That's one of these things, like, I mean, how you lower your standards to fight a child? And you know, kids do got smart mouths, but they don't know better. And they don't know nothing either. And a lot of times life takes care of them. You know, I don't know what people go through. I don't know what people are taught and what people want to learn and not learn. It's not my problem. The only thing that I'm in charge of is myself. Life will take care of people. That's why a lot of times seeking revenge and doing little slick stuff and bothering people and stuff, not even worth it. Life will take care of them. A lot of people are on speeding trains and like the high of going anywhere and being out of control, where their life can be taken at any minute, and there's nothing we can do to stop them. In life, guys, only concern yourself about what you can control. Anything you can't, dismiss it. Be mindful of it in case it's close enough to you to harm you, but ignore it at the most. You can't save the world. You can only save yourself and those around you that want help. With that being said, this story was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Leave me a comment, man. Tell me what y'all think. Why did he grab the butt? Why he just couldn't take the L and just leave? I don't know. You just make me think like, yo, he was watching her for a minute. Like, yo, she got a fat ass. You know how dudes be. Damn. And all of a sudden you get in there and get to fighting with her, because I think he might have went down there to try to make peace. It might have opened the door for him to holler at Shorty. But, you know, the response he got wasn't favorable. So he was like, hell, I'm going to take what I can get. Huh? You know what I'm saying? But as always, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hope you got something out of the video. Remember, July 26th through July 30th. Next month, I will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I look forward to meeting everybody that's down there that's a subscriber to the channel. So I'll see you guys. Take care.